We are delighted to welcome New York Times bestselling author of The Art of Extreme Self-Care, Cheryl Richardson. Welcome, Cheryl.
Thank you, Melanie. Great to be here with you.
Oh, it's so great to be here with you, too.
Yes.
So today we want to talk about your passion, about giving back to the community.
My giving didn't really have a cohesive plan attached to it. And so in the last year in particular, my husband and I have engaged in a process to really be mindful and thorough and planful about how we give. And so we have certain charities and nonprofits that we just love and support wholeheartedly as a result.
Mm-hmm. So with your giving, how did you come across a process of learning more about it?
We were at a social function, and the wife of a colleague of mine had talked about this consulting process that she used. She has a company called Wishingwell Consulting, and she was talking about how she works with individuals and couples and businesses to help them create a very, a giving plan that's aligned with their values and their interests. And it really turned out to be, it was sort of like a coaching process, an ongoing process, and I was fascinated by it. Both Michael and I were, and we immediately signed on to go through the process with her. And so every week, Michael and I would have a coaching call with Jess. Jess Sweet is her name. Mm-hmm. We'd meet with Jess, and we started out looking at our individual values and interests and where we had already given money to, where we were drawn to give, why we were drawn to give in those areas, where we gave as individuals, where we gave as couples, what kinds of things were we passionate about. So we went through this very in-depth process of identifying all of that with Jess, and then we looked at the kinds of companies we were already giving to, or the kinds of organizations we were already giving to, the characteristics that they had, how satisfied we were with our giving, what was working, what wasn't. And then from there, Jess helped us to put together a plan that really reflected helped us to put together a plan that looked at a percentage of money that would be given in different areas, both as individuals, both Michael and I individually, together as a couple, from a household giving plan, and how much money would go to nonprofits and charities, how much might go toward family and friends, how much may go toward people in need, just individuals in need, and then from there, the kinds of organizations, we looked at some of the organizations we were already supporting, one of which we're going to talk about today, that we wanted to support in even better ways, and new organizations that were more aligned with where we were at this time in our life. So by the end of it, we had this great comprehensive plan. Not only did we know who we were going to give to and why we were going to give, but how we were going to give, the kind of relationship we wanted with the places that we were giving, the kinds of feedback that we wanted, and how we would know that our giving was actually making a difference in the world. So it was really just a terrific process, one that I think is going to become more and more popular. I told Jess, get ready. This work that you're doing is so important, so important.
Yes.
Giving back is critical, it's just critical.
It truly is, and especially when it's aligned with your core values.
Yes, without a doubt. Well, then you're really inspired to give. I mean, now that we've got the plan in place and we really know why we're giving and who we want to give to and how it's going to affect change in the lives of people, then I feel like my work has taken on a whole new level of importance in that, not only do I work for myself and the people I serve with my books and workshops and stuff like that, but I also am working to support these charities that are near and dear to our hearts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, I had an opportunity to talk to Jess this morning, and she was saying that her passion is to help people determine where their core values are and to give back. And her background is actually in social work, so it blends in nicely. She truly is the real deal, in that she's worked in the field.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed in working with her, because of her psychology background, she really very quickly had a very good sense of who I was as an individual and who Michael was as an individual. And when part of the process is after we go through this sort of in-depth interviewing process, she puts together this kind of profile of you as an individual and the profile of you as a giver. And you could tell that the experience that she had in the world of psychology really influenced what she did in a very positive way. Because both Michael and I said, wow, she really got who we are. She really, at sort of an essence level, knows who we are and what's important to us and how giving's going to play a role with that.
Yes, and I can imagine that kind of skill and ability and service could be helpful to many people.
Well, yeah, it's not just individuals, but it's also just creating a legacy. You know,
Yes.
what are you going to leave behind when you go? Because you can't take it with you, that's
right.
for sure.
That's true. That's true. Absolutely. That
Yes.
legacy and developing community.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yes.